Hello, everyone. My name is David, and I want to tell you a story that happened with my friend. Let's start the story. My ex walked into our divorce hearing visibly pregnant, expecting sympathy and a payday. The judge asked one question: who is the father? The rest of her plan collapsed in seconds. You ever watch someone bury themselves in real time? That was my ex-wife, let's call her Ava, at our final hearing. The entire divorce had been a circus: stalls, tantrums, bogus filings designed to bleed me dry. If she'd put half that energy into the marriage, we wouldn't have been in court. So when she waddled in clutching her belly like a prop, I almost laughed. Not because I thought the baby was mine, I knew it wasn't, but because I could see the script she thought would guarantee her a win. Play the abandoned, pregnant, helpless role, and the judge would magically erase our prenup and gift her a lifetime stipend. Soap opera logic. Too bad for her, I don't panic and I don't lose. Ava assumed I'd fold to optics offer a settlement so I wouldn't look like the villain. She didn't know what I knew. She didn't know that the exact question she hadn't prepared for would blow the story to pieces. She came for pity. The court came for facts. Ava was all performance as she took her seat, one hand on her stomach, one sweeping her hair, sighing dramatically like the legal process was a personal inconvenience. I didn't react, no need. I'd spent months staying 3 steps ahead. So had my attorney Mason, soft smile, surgical precision, absolute execution in court. Ava had churned through 3 lawyers already. The one beside her that day looked fresh from the bar exam, and already regretting life choices. For context, even my mother was getting worn down by Ava's theatrics. 1 week before the hearing, she called me. "Just settle," she sighed. "You don't want this dragging on." "She's not getting a cent," I said. "That's why we have a prenup." "She's pregnant," Mom pressed. "Do you really want that on your conscience?" "Not my kid," I said. "And if it were, I wouldn't need a court order to step up." "That's the difference. She schemes, I take responsibility." Mom got quiet. "I don't want it to get uglier." "It already is," I told her. "But I'll handle it." Back to court. The judge took the bench. Ava's lawyer launched straight into a monologue. "Your Honor, my client has been left in an impossible situation. She is pregnant, unemployed, emotionally devastated by this prolonged process." Ava dabbed a dry eye. Mason waited, hands folded, patient. Then he stood, calm, controlled, ready. "Your Honor, while we're sympathetic to Ms. Dalton's situation, we need a few clarifications before proceeding. First and foremost, who is the father of this child?" Ava went rigid. That question should never have surprised her, but manipulation makes people sloppy. Legally, her pregnancy only mattered if I was the father. She'd counted on no one asking. Her lawyer floundered. "My client believes it is the petitioner's." "Believes?" Mason echoed, one eyebrow up. "So there's no proof." Ava shifted, eyes darting. The judge leaned forward. "Ms. Dalton, have you had a paternity test?" Ava's mouth opened, closed, opened. I assumed." "You assumed," the judge repeated, unimpressed. "Is there any evidence to suggest the petitioner is the father?" Her lawyer stared at his notes like they might morph into evidence. They didn't. Mason didn't make the judge wait. "Your Honor, we have strong reason to believe the child is not my client's." He laid out color photos. 2 months after our separation, Ava on a beachfront vacation with another man, hand in hand. Kissing, timelines stamped in the corner. Then he slid over the paperwork that ended the conversation. We also subpoenaed Ms. Dalton's recent medical records. They show her first confirmed positive pregnancy test occurred months after she and my client last had contact. Ava's face crumpled. Her attorney looked like he wanted to evaporate. The judge exhaled, slow and heavy. "Ms. Dalton, this court does not appreciate deception. Given the evidence, there is no basis for financial support. The prenuptial agreement stands. You will not receive alimony or additional compensation." Boom. Ava gasped like she'd been physically struck. "But, Your Honor, this hearing is over," the judge said, tapping his gavel. "Next case." She came for a check and left with a warning. Ava froze. I could see the wheels scrambling for a new angle. In her fantasy, she cried, looked fragile, and strolled out with a monthly stipend. Instead, she'd been exposed in open court. Even her lawyer stopped looking at her. He stared at the floor like it might swallow him. She tried one more time, voice climbing. "This isn't fair." "I'm about to have a baby and he just gets to walk away?" The judge rubbed his temples. Ms. Dalton, this court does not decide finances based on emotional appeals. Your pregnancy has no legal bearing on this divorce, unless paternity is established, which, based on the evidence, it is not. She spun toward me, desperate. You're really going to do this to your own child? The room went quiet. I smiled, slow, amused, merciless. You want to go on record with that? We can order a paternity test today. Her face twitched. She had nothing, and everyone knew it. The judge didn't even dignify it further. We're done here, he told the clerk. Outside the courtroom, Ava stormed after me, heels hitting tile like gunshots. You're a monster, she hissed. You let me sit there humiliated. I turned. Which part was humiliating? The part where you tried to scam the court? Or the part where you realized I was already 3 moves ahead? You set me up, she snapped. No, I said, smiling. You set yourself up. I just let you follow through. She whirled toward my mother. You're okay with this? With what he did to me? My mom folded her arms. I'm not okay with what you did to him. You fooled us once. Not again. Ava's lip trembled. For a second I thought she might cry for real. Ms. Dalton? We all turned. 2 court officers stood in the hall. Come with us. Her head snapped around. What? Why? The judge is referring potential perjury and fraud for inquiry. One officer said. You'll need to answer some questions. Her eyes went wide. Wait, no, that's not... They were already leading her away. Mason clapped my shoulder. Satisfying. Very, I said. I didn't follow. I didn't have to. Once those officers took over, she stopped being my problem and became the court's. Hook, she thought pregnancy was leverage. The court called it what it was, irrelevant without facts. The fallout came in pieces over the next few months. The judge wasn't just irritated, he made an example of her. She was fined for wasting the court's time. Her lawyer withdrew immediately. Her application for government aid? Denied, no paternity, no case. The final cherry, the boyfriend from the beach? Gone. After our attorney's exhibits hit the record, he started doing math and realized he may not be the only candidate for fatherhood. Suddenly he wasn't so interested in playing hero. I imagined that conversation, then decided I didn't need to. A few months later I got a text from an unknown number. Ava, I hope you're happy. I stared at it for a beat, then typed, Hey, I am, thanks for asking. Block. The truth? If the baby had been mine, I would have handled my responsibilities without a court's prompt. That's the line between us. She schemed. I planned. She performed. I presented proof. In the end, she walked into court thinking a belly would beat a contract. The judge asked one question and her story fell apart. She didn't just lose the case. She lost the script she'd been using to control people for years. I walked out with my prenup intact, my conscience clear, and for the first time in too long, peace.